Does organic matcha make a difference? In this video, we're going to take a look at what organic matcha actually means and if the benefits are worth the added cost. We'll also visit some organic tea farmers in Japan and see how a more natural approach to tea cultivation has benefited their fields. But before we do that, let's go through a brief summary of what organic actually means. Of course, for most of human history, all the food grown would be considered organic by today's standards. But sometime during the Industrial Revolution, farmers realized that they can increase short-term crop yields by applying certain chemicals to the plants. In the 1960s, demand for produce grown without chemicals began to swell, which gave rise to the organic food movement we see today. In the 21st century, government agencies often required companies to obtain an organic certification before they could sell their products as organic or bio. The tea industry follows these guidelines as well, and in order for a tea like matcha to be called organic, it needs to be certified organic by a government agency. These standards vary by country, so a tea can be considered organic according to Japanese agricultural standards, JAS, but not allowed to be sold as organic within the US or EU. When we initially started working with matcha producers in Japan, we only wanted to source from fields that were certified organic. After meeting with a lot of talented farmers and tasting delicious teas, we encountered quite a few that were grown without pesticides, but not certified as organic. In order to be certified as organic in Japan, the farmer would need to hire somebody to come to their field and do a soil survey for each particular tea. This requires a lot of money, and a lot of smaller farmers aren't willing to make the investment. After realizing this, we made a decision to continue working with the organic farmers, but also start working with farmers that were simply pesticide-free. All the teas you'll find at neoteas.com were grown without the use of pesticides or chemicals, and quite a few of them are certified organic by Japanese agricultural standards. We didn't want to turn away great teas simply because the farmers didn't pay to get them certified. When tasting organic teas versus non-organic teas, we notice that there's usually a strong difference. The flavor of a non-organic tea, or a tea made with the use of pesticides, is unbalanced, and the flavor is almost quickly recognizable as unnatural. With some matcha grown with pesticides, you may even notice a bit of a metallic flavor that can be off-putting. There is a debate over whether or not the chemicals used to grow the plant end up in the final tea. When we met with the farmer Mr. Fujisako in Kumamoto, he explained that the pesticides can be washed off the outside of the leaf, but not the inside. This makes it particularly important for matcha tea to be pesticide-free, as you're grinding the tea leaves up and consuming them whole. So is organic matcha healthier? That's something we're going to explore next, but if you're enjoying this video so far, it's only just one chapter from our book, Matcha Masterclass, a 140-page guide to matcha tea. You can get the full book for free when you sign up using the link below. Now let's get to the health benefits. So a study out of Newcastle University concluded that organic food products can have 16 to 69% more antioxidants compared to non-organic food products. But this could be due to a variety of different factors. It's likely safe to consume tea made with pesticides from time to time, but the safest option is to go for pesticide-free tea as often as possible. A lot of the chemicals, pesticides, and herbicides we use on our crops could have long-lasting impacts on health, and we won't fully know the extent of these until more research is done. To be on the safe side and avoid possible cross-contamination, we like to stick to pesticide-free tea. There's also some environmental benefits that come with drinking pesticide-free tea. After traveling around Japan for the past few years, we've gotten the chance to visit both organic as well as non-organic tea fields. What we noticed is that the tea fields that use pesticides were far more desolate compared to the pesticide-free tea fields. On the non-organic fields, you will just notice tea plants and hard black earth. This is not healthy soil, and it only supports the growth of tea plants, nothing else. Healthy soil should be a habitat for multiple types of plants, animals, and fungi. What you'll notice on the organic tea fields is not just tea growing, but also a diverse ecosystem of plants and insects. You'll even notice more birds and mammals as well, as they come to the tea field in search of food. Healthy soil like this can have a number of different benefits. First off, it provides more nutrients to the plants, but it also can help retain water better, meaning that the plant can keep a larger reservoir of clean water without getting flooded in rainy times and dried out during drought. Finally, when the farmer doesn't apply pesticides to the soil, the earthworms and other insects are able to move around in the earth, loosening up the soil and allowing the roots of the tea plant to penetrate deeper into the ground and tap into more nutrients. Mr. Sakamoto proudly demonstrates how soft and healthy the soil on his tea field is by sticking a large bamboo stick into the ground and meeting very little resistance. He believes that the organic fertilizer he created and the healthy soil has made the tea plant stronger and more flavorful. This is really apparent when you taste his matcha and gyokuro tea, as you get this really intense, sweet and savory flavor. He's a living testament to the fact that you can grow incredible green tea without using pesticides. Mr. Kawaji, another farmer we work with, claims that he doesn't need pesticides. He says that he lets the big insects eat the small insects, and then the birds come in to eat the big insects. Nature has a way of working a lot of these problems out, and we're so privileged to work with farmers that recognize this. Unfortunately, this approach is all too rare. There was a study conducted on 103 different Japanese tea samples, and 94.2% of them were found to contain pesticides. While organic green teas get the reputation of having less flavor, the Fukumushi Sencha from Mr. Kawaji clearly shows that this is not true. It's bursting with color and flavor, and it was all produced without using pesticides. So while pesticide-free tea may be slightly more expensive, from what we've seen, it's definitely worth it. But when it comes to sourcing matcha, it's also important to consider the size of the producer. This is not to say that the smaller the producer, the better the tea. In fact, larger producers can provide plenty of advantages when it comes to making matcha. To produce really good matcha powder actually requires a lot of machinery and capital. However, there is one disadvantage with larger producers, and that's batch size. You generally want a matcha to be produced in small batches. Matcha should come from a single field and be a snapshot of a particular moment in time and space. Larger producers buy up large amounts of tea leaves from many different fields and blend them together to create a sense of sameness. This weakens the connection between the person drinking the tea and the tea fields it came from. Rather than chasing standardization, smaller batch teas capture the nuances of the individual tea field. The soil, the precipitation, the shading, all of it ends up in the bowl of matcha. Let's talk about transparency. When it comes to buying matcha tea, the more information the seller can give you, the better. Producers that are proud of their source and have nothing to hide should be more than happy to share that information. We like to tell our customers not only what region their tea comes from, but also the exact farm and farmer that produced it. This way, you have complete transparency when you're selecting your tea. You know exactly how the tea is produced and where it's produced, with no hidden secrets. If a matcha is just sold as matcha, it's likely low quality. Adding a region such as Yame matcha is one step above, because it shows that the seller at least took the time to consider the region where they are getting their tea from. If they add in the cultivar like Yame Okumidori matcha, this is another step up. It's clear the seller has sourced this matcha with intention, paying close attention to the source. Most sellers will not give you the name of the farmer that produced the tea, but this is the next level up. This means that the tea is truly one of a kind, produced in small batches with a specific flavor profile in mind. If you want to try premium, pesticide-free matcha teas from small farmers all around Japan, you can find our favorites at neoteas.com. When you order tea from us, you're not only helping support this channel, you're also helping us to support the dozens of talented farmers we work with all across Japan. Another way to support this channel is by hitting the like and subscribe buttons so you can see the next matcha videos as soon as they come out. Until then, we'll see you next time.